Hello you guys, this is Zeke. Thank you for watching. I wanted to talk about anxiety heroin. Probably wondering, what is he talking about? What does he mean? Anxiety heroin. What is it? Do you have it in your cabinet? Did you just take one? I'm talking about alprazolam, brand name for Xanax, which is physically and mentally more addicting than heroin. And I always advise people, I'm an activist, but I always advise people to research what people say. When you watch videos, when you hear things that people talk about, always do your research. And that's what I did. And I wanted to talk about the dangers of benzodiazepines, which are the class of drugs that some very popular names of like Xanax, Klonopin, Ativan, Librium, Valium. Valium and Librium are the older ones. Librium was the first benzodiazepine to hit the market in the United States, but I want to specifically talk about Xanax because the half-life of Xanax is so short that it causes people to get addicted quicker and to withdraw a lot harder. The withdrawals are a lot harder than Klonopin, Ativan, Librium, flurazepam, triazolam, the list goes on. But a lot of people aren't aware of what Xanax can do. So let's talk about anxiety first. Anxiety is a natural human emotion. Everybody gets anxiety. You have a job interview, you're about to move, or you're planning a wedding, whatever it may be. You're worried about your health, finances. I can go on and on. But what if your anxiety is out of control and anxiety has taken over your life? What do? Do you read a book? Do you go run? Do you sit and smoke a cigarette? What do you do? Well, the pharmaceutical companies had a good way of deciding what you can do for anxiety, panic disorders. You can't sleep because your mind's racing. Take a Xanax. Just take a Xanax. It's safe. It's from the doctor. You can get it at your local pharmacy. Well, I'm here to tell you that it is basically the science behind alprazolam, was well as clonazepam, Klonopin, lorazepam, Ativan, etc., etc. It is basically alcohol in a pill. That's why if you go to a rehabilitation center for alcohol withdrawal, they will give you a benzodiazepine to withdraw from. Alcohol and benzodiazepines go hand in hand with how it works on the GABA receptors in the brain and the neurotransmitters as well. And Xanax, particularly, along with the other benzodiazepines, but Xanax being by far the worst with withdrawals coming off of Xanax being actually deadly, as well as alcohol, but that's another topic. But I'm specifically talking about anxiety heroin, and that happens to be in the class of benzodiazepines, and I'm specifically talking about Xanax. And I wanted to put that out there because I was someone who got on Xanax at the age of 19, and it was for panic attacks, bad anxiety, and I realized that I could not go without it. And I read about it, did my research. I love to research. I love to learn new things. And the withdrawals can cause hallucinations. The withdrawals can cause the shakes, the tremors, loss of appetite, and the worst, seizures. And that can result in death if you don't get to a hospital. If you skip a dose of your benzodiazepine medicine, and the most common two are clonazepam and alprazolam, which is Xanax. So a lot of people don't realize the dangers of just simple anxiety medication that doctors tend to give out. And I'm not saying that I'm against people using it. I'm not saying that you should never use it. A lot of people on here have at least tried a benzodiazepine in their lifetime, whether they've had a surgery and they use it as a form of anesthesia, whatever it may be. Seizures, they do give benzodiazepines for many different seizure disorders, and so a lot of you have tried them, but it's when you take them every day and depend on them to control your anxiety. And eventually, if you did them long enough and try to withdraw, your body will stop actually producing GABA, and your body will actually stop producing relaxation, calm effects, being able to slow the thinking process down. And that is what the benzodiazepines do. They slow your thinking process down. They slow your brain down. And it's very important to realize what these drugs do, the side effects to these drugs, and the horrific parts of coming down and withdrawing off of benzodiazepines, getting off of them, tapering off of them, is very, very hard. And it is definitely most likely recommended to withdraw in a hospital setting with a doctor's care. It is not something you should do on your own. It is very, very dangerous. Send this message out there. Talk to a loved one about it. Xanax is the anxiety heroin, and that is the truth. Hope that all of you have a good day. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you learned something, and I'm not trying to scare anybody out there who is taking the medication. Just be careful, and you should be fine. Have a great day.